Look, the trial was quite average. It was okay, and I didn't do a lot of work on him because always the trainers ride him. So I don't know. I hope and I wish he's fit enough to run a good race.
He's never won a race here in Hong Kong, but we saw something similar with Adonis last week coming out and winning first time for Douglas. You've done a bit of riding for him over the last couple of months. What can you tell us from your point of view working with him, what he's like as a trainer, early days?
He's very professional, as he was as a jockey, and yeah, I think he's more professional also to be a trainer because he's look after every horse. As Big Fortune and Adonis, he always rides. So I don't know how is the fitness levels of the horses, and he knows very well because I've been around this stable for a while, and he spent a lot of time on his horses in the morning time and the evening times, and yeah, it's for me it's a big pleasure to stay around him and have some rides for him because it's something new in Hong Kong to see a trainer he rides his horses and look after in the evening to like he walks and he's changing something to the gears and the food. It's very good. Very, after coming from a lucky season last year, this year is for me is a very big advantage and to stay close to him and see how he's working with the horses, make my mind more fresh and more happier to stay in Hong Kong, which is very good.
So you're licensed until December. We're up to the second meeting of the season on Sunday. Do you feel it's important for you to be able to get a good start and a few winners early to get going?
Yes, but I have to be fair. I'm not worried about my license because I know I'm a able jockey, and if I will ride the nice horses, I will be able to win the races. As I showed before in Hong Kong, when I first arrived on my first stint, I did well. So if I stay healthy, no worries about the license. I will keep going and riding. I'll keep riding some winners.
Chad Can't Stop the Feeling, former New Zealand horse. You rode him in a trial at Chung Fa. What was your impression of him that morning?
Yeah, I liked him. Obviously, he's come with good form. He's got a really high rating to kick off his career in Hong Kong. He's definitely going to improve with the run, but he is a nice horse. He's got nice early speed. And yeah, I think later on in his preparation, hopefully he can do something.
So first up, top weight, what are your sort of expectations? What would be a pass mark for him, do you think?
Oh, it's hard to say, but obviously it's never easy for a horse first start in where he is with his rating, but he is a really nice horse, I will say that. And pass mark would just be somewhere in the money, hopefully.
Sonny boy, Chad, that looked like a pretty nice trial from him.
Yeah, it was a lovely trial. It was a terrible track that morning, but he sprung the gates, jumped really fast, went straight to the front, and it was just cruise control from there on in. He gave me a lovely feel. We know he's got good ability. It's obviously not an easy race with a few other really nice up and coming horses, but really looking forward to riding him. I think he's in with a good shout.
Could you get a guide on him on how he handles the dirt based on that track that morning?
Well, it was a real slop that morning, and he just he towed me through it, so I'm confident he'll handle it.
Looks to be a lot of speed in the race. Yichong Baby, Big Time Baby, a couple of others that go forward in it. Your horse led all the way in that trial. Is he more versatile than that though?
He doesn't have to lead. Obviously, we're drawn inside the favourite, which is a plus, but we'll wait and see what we do.
Karis OPPA, he's got a terrific record on the dirt. You rode him in a trial recently. How's he come back this season?
Yeah, of course he's had a brilliant season last season. Like you mentioned, he's a horse that enjoyed the dirt, so looking forward to riding him again. His trial was okay. He finished it off okay. I still think he's got some improvement to do.
Okay, well that's a positive thing because he went from 52 to 77 in the ratings, but do you feel there's still a bit more there?
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think last season he's won a few races. He's done a few things wrong, and but I think he could be a better horse this season. Of course, he enjoyed the dirt, so I'm glad he's starting on it. And I even think in the future he might be looking for a bit of ground too. So like I said, there's a few things that I think he can still improve on, but I'm really looking forward to riding him again.
Craig Starr, Karis, you went close to winning on him on a couple of occasions late last season. He's first up, hasn't had a trial. What are your thoughts with him?
Yeah, of course he's done pretty well since he won the first race in Hong Kong, and of course, like you said, he's got a few short head finish, and I think he's a type of horse that he always try his best. I've been begging Danny to put the blinkers on him last season, and I think he's done the right thing that don't put it on last season, because I don't think he was ready for it. I jumped him out last few days ago, and the horse feels very good. It feels like the blinkers has done the trick. So he's a type of horse with the blinkers could get a few lengths into him.
Just looking at some of his races last season, were there times where mid-race he wasn't travelling 100%? Did you just have to work at him in times in his races?
Yeah, this is how the blinkers came in mind, because he seems to have good speed from the gate, and halfway in the race you lose his concentration, and you sort of had to go a little bit on him, and then he go a little bit too early. So you would like him to do a bit by himself. I think the blinkers will help him.
For yourself, we're up to the second meeting of the season on Sunday. Last season was sensational for you, third in the title, 84 wins, your best ever, the first Group 1 win. How are you feeling about this season?
Yeah, of course, last season was good and was very good actually. So that's gone, and we look forward for this season. It's going to be a tough season with lots of good jockeys around, but I'm glad I'm ready to work hard again, and let's get things going.